You don't know the culture, dance, camp, culture, dance clash Berlin.
Yo, CDC Festival Berlin 2019.
CDC Festival.
Yep, good to go.
CDC Festival 2019, we are in Berlin, and I'm here with them, sitting with the head of production and the arts director of this event. And this is a new concept that we are going to present, but it's coming from far, actually. So I'm glad to introduce to you Margherita Maggi, Swaggi Maggi, Boning of Fori. Are you doing, Maggie?
I'm fine, thank you.
Maggie is the CEO of TopUp Production, and on my left, Prince of Fori, CEO of M.I.K family. How you doing?
I'm doing good, thank you.
This is the second day of the CDC Festival 2019. Actually started yesterday, May 29th, and it's gonna run till Sunday, June 2nd. The first day was dedicated to jam session, just to get to vibe and get together. But also the first class took place. So maybe Maggie can tell us something about the first class with Kimiko.
Yeah, we had Kimiko Versatile from Jamaica with the opening class, and she did great. We had a lot of great feedback. They were like, yeah, nice class, and it was perfect to get into the vibe because she gave them an introduction of Jamaican folk forms and went on with ska and reggae and went into dancehall. Was no choreography, just knowledge and vibe and basics. So I would say it was a great start, classes-wise.
Okay, we're gonna talk about the classes part, the culture dance camp later. But here we can also have a feedback about the jam session.
Yeah, the jam session was very good. We didn't expect so much people, but it was really full. And shout out to Heba Project. They came with a lot of dancers, a lot of international dancers from all over the place, from Turkey, France. It was amazing. The vibes was crazy. Yeah, it was really good. Yeah.
So to explain how the CDC Festival was born and was created, we have to make a step back. And we have to talk about two events who merged together to create something new. So the TopUp Dancehall Camp and the Cypher Dance Championship. The two events start to collaborate together on several levels, from classes to parties to battles, of course. And then at a certain point, it became clear that it should make a next step to become something more. When did you decide, when you see this opportunity to move towards a festival concept, Maggie?
Actually, we started to fuse the both parts from last year already, but it was not officially named as one, but we were working together already, very close. So after last year's events, we said, okay, we have to fuse both of them to make one stronger, bigger, greater thing. Yeah.
So what is now? So there are two parts of one event.
Yes. So we sat down together with M.I.K family and TopUp Production, had a long meeting and discussions and the name, and no, we cannot lose this, and people know this. And so at the end, we came up with the new name, CDC Festival, which is the name for the whole festival, 5 days that we're actually now having. And under the CDC Festival, we still have the Culture Dance Camp, which is also CDC, Culture Dance Camp. Basically presented by TopUp Production. And on the other hand, we have the Culture Dance Clash, CDC, basically presented by M.I.K family, which is the battles and show contests and jam sessions. So, but yeah, the organization came closer, and we want to bring the people closer together.
How many registrations you had so far? Did you see an increase in the number of participants this year?
I would say yes. I was counting 250 so far, and I don't know how many people registered just here at the desk. I don't have the numbers now, but I think there's plenty more.
How many do you expect in terms of the whole festival?
You can ask Prince that question.
So, how many do you expect? Like, not only people coming for classes, but also just come maybe for the parties and the conference and the battles, of course, and the culture concept, which we will talk about very soon.
I think last year we started, and we know that last year we had around 2,000 people for the classes, for the competition, and the parties. We are planning to reach, or this is the goal, to reach 3,000 this year. And by now it looks really good because the boat party is like sold out. Our party in A7 from Kingston to Ghana is also really like famous already. We got a lot of interesting people. And of course, the show contest where we really have a lot of participants and they are bring their parents and all that. So this is the goal, to reach 3,000, and I really think that we can do it, and maybe even more.
Yeah, well, we are ready for that. And as we were talking about the culture dance clash, I want to go deeper into it because I think we can say that the core of it is the culture concept, which is not is something that is not new for you. You actually were doing the cipher concept during the championship. Can you tell us what is that about and what is so special about it?
Oh yeah, the culture concept is basically, before we used to call it cipher concept. So you can imagine you have like 10 dancers from all over the place, from all over the world with different styles. And this is a space where we really exchange as dancers. So you can have a dancehall dancer, you can have a locking dancer, which is funk, and you can have an Afro dancer dancing to the same music, and trying to figure out which culture is have more diversities.
Versatile, you mean who is more?
Yeah. Yeah, we used to do this back in the days for rehearsal when we used to travel a lot to other cities to battle. So this was the best way for us to rehearsal as a fam. So yeah, like 3 years ago or 4 years ago, we decided to bring it out. We didn't want to keep this a geheimnis.
A secret
For us. We want to put it out, and yeah, what makes this so special is you never know what is gonna happen in the cipher. Like 2 years ago, we had Frankie D, who is so crazy dancer. Shout out to Frankie D, who was battling versus J Game, Crumb versus Hip Hop, and then Frankie D was like, "Man, I did all this round to get here, but right now I feel like I lost." So
yeah, because this is one of the points. Like there is not a jury, but the dancers taking part are deciding who is winning.
yeah, so
Sorry, I'm a mother. I have to feed my baby.
Let's go back to the culture dance clash. Okay, what is interesting for me is how do you pick the dancer? How do you choose the lineup for this type of concept, for the culture concept?
yeah, basically it's just simple. We try to get the people who are open and on who represent their culture on the most best ways. Like, because we are also dancers and we are always on the road. So when I meet somebody like for the 4th time in a year and he's representing, let's say like popping, and I'm gonna be like, okay, this is the person who's supposed to represent popping at Culture Clash. Yeah, so basically it's just like that. We definitely take people who are doing a lot of unity work, community work, on improving from battle to battle. Yeah.
Okay. So it's not about checking who has the highest level of versatility, or it's just who is shining on his style, and then.
Yeah. Basically, it's just like that. It's really who is the person who is representing a style to the fullest.
Okay.
The person can lose or even win. It doesn't really matter. It's just about the energy and the vibe, the passion that the person have for the style and for the movement. You know, because in hip hop or in dance, globally, it's a community thing, and it's not only about being good. It's about how much can you push your community, and those guys are really interesting for us. And yeah, so let's say for instance, I can ask Maggie, what do you think? Who is right now in dancehall the freshest or doing a lot of work? And she will be like maybe there, and I'll be like, okay. So we then going to watch the person for maybe half a year or 1 year,
Okay.
and then we decide then.
Maggie, last year, Dancer almost took it. Do you remember?
Dancer made it to the final. Craig made it to the final.
Yeah,
Yes.
that was an impressive evening, yeah. Okay, let's go back now to the culture dance camp. I was counting 17 teachers, then you update me that there are even more. Probably we are at 19. Different style, different levels. A couple of years ago, you came up with the idea, let's not just offer open classes for everybody, let's also create something more, what we call advanced classes for professionals, for teachers, for professional dancers. So why and how did you need the necessity for something like that?
Okay, it was actually last year that we started to do the advanced classes. Several reasons. Me being a teacher as well, I know it is hard when you have large classes, many people, to balance the level. Then me as a teacher taking dance classes, I know sometimes when you're in a big class, you wish that it would be smaller or you could eventually have a more intensive training because you're already teaching, so you're supposed to have a certain level and then you want to get pushed even more. And then the next thing was when we finally found the venue last year for the event, we had the possibility to use a big space that we call the hall, which is up here, and a smaller space, which is still big, which we call the studio. So I was like, okay, let's use the space that we have, and let's offer advanced classes and open classes. Before we only had the open classes, and that was the first time when we said.
How was the reaction to it?
It was great. They were sold out before the event because I really limit it to 20 people. Even more people could fit into the room, but I want really this intimate and really intensive feeling of the class. So the less people you have to work with, the better you can work with them. So they were full even before the event, and we had teachers and professionals from all over coming, not only Germany. And it is also, I love the concept because it is pushing the scene, as in you're making the teachers stronger, because the teachers is the most important thing, right? Spreading the thing. So I appreciate every professional and teacher going to these classes because there's still too many that think they don't have to. You know?
When
you're a teacher, you never stop to learn as well.
Yeah, of course. And as you mentioned that there were professionals from all over the world, give us a bit an idea how many countries are represented here at the CDC festival.
Okay, let's try a count. Let's start with Latin America because we have Peru in the place. We have Colombia. Then let's go to Europe. We have Portugal, Spain, France, Italy, Denmark, Poland, Slovakia, Switzerland, Austria, Germany, of course, Sweden, Russia, and Croatia, Belgium.
Okay, let's say the whole word. Let's say the whole word, basically. So.
Yeah, well, that's the goal, to get to the whole world. So Maggie, which were the most successful classes in terms of registrations?
This year, we had most online registrations for Johanna, enough for the open class, and the advanced classes was, Rudy's class was sold out very early.
Yeah, Rudy hasn't been in Europe for a while. Do you think this influence, like there is a lot of expectation when a dancer takes a pause for 1 year, is stop touring for 1 year?
Yes, of course. Since Rudy hasn't been touring for a long while and he hasn't been on and off Europe for the past years, there's definitely an interest. Also because Rudy's style is very advanced and his moves are very advanced, it is very interesting to take an advanced class with him.
So we will also talk about the battles now, because there is not just the culture concept with invited guests, but everybody can take part in the battles. 2 versus 2 all sides, 7 to win kids, 1 versus 1 dancehall, and then there is the show contest, the choreographic one. How did you come up with the idea to do this type of battles? For example, Maggie, why not a 2 versus 2 dancehall?
Good question. Maybe one reason is because from experience there's always less participants when you do 2 versus 2 because they want to be prepared, so it is easier to enter just one. So yeah, and then maybe next year we do 2 versus 2 again. So.
And the choreographical part, the show contest, it's very important for you. You want to keep it. So what's so beautiful about it?
Well, that's a part that we started with TopUp Dancehall Camp from many years. From the year we started, we always had the show contest, and it had been growing, and we have great crews from all over Europe as well competing. And now we have this beautiful stage here, so I think it's really a highlight. And this year we have also many street dance crews registered on a high level, so we're really expecting a great show night. For me personally, dancehall is more a show thing, an entertaining thing, than a battling thing when you take the battle too serious. More like the exchanging, entertaining part of dancehall, which is its nature, I would say. So yeah, that's why the show contest.
And from your side, Prince, it's very nice that you also last year I saw you guys involved kids for the Cypher Championship, and this year you are keeping it going too. And then you decide to do a all style instead of a specific or hip hop, for example. Why you pick this? Why you choose for these 2 battles this year?
I think in this world we have too much barriers everywhere. And I think in the culture and in the art, there shouldn't be barriers. I think culture and art is one, and somehow, not basically culture, but art. There is no barrier in art. And we basically are trying to motivate the kids from down till up, that there is no barriers between us. We are one, and everything that we do, we can also come together and just get inspired by each other and try to be the best version of us. That's why.
That's very deep, very beautiful. So, personal question for both of you. What's your personal highlights this year? What's your very proud of on this edition?
I am personally very proud of how we managed to work together. It's true, because it is not easy. We are married, we are parents, and we are partners, as in work partners. So last year was not easy when we started to fuse the 2 concepts, because it was still not clear how and what and when. And from my perception, we made it very, we dealt with it very well this year. So that makes me very satisfied that we, did that.
Bright future.
So yes, we can look into a bright future. And festival related, it's just the fact that we have CDC festival created and it's going on, and it's a great thing. That's the best.
On your side,
Yeah, I basically said it all. Basically, for me, it's a family thing, and I'm just proud of TopUp and also the M.I.K family that we are here, and right now we are not in 3 different locations. We are in one location. We are all together. We're doing everything here, and our kids are moving around, and it's a highlight. We got good food, Ghanaian food, Jamaican food, bananas and bread. Shout out to everybody who is feeding us here. It's very good. It's a highlight. The whole thing is a highlight for me, basically.
Okay, then what is actually missing? What's your dream? What's the next step? What is something that you really wanted to bring here in the next years, or you are trying to get to the point?
Dancers from the mother continent, Africa. That
What's difficult about? What's the difficulties about it?
We European is basically simple. We like to get everything from Africa, but we don't want the Africans, and this it. So we are fighting versus a lot of people who are trying to keep them there, but take that what they have and make it something bigger here. But we are still working on it, and like I know my wife, and like I know me, we are not easy to
You're not giving up.
Yeah. So. This is the next step, to have really authentic people from Africa to represent like what is right now going on, the system that you hear the Afro beats, this is the hottest thing right now in the world, but yeah, this is the goal.
Nice.
So wait,
Yeah.
everybody who is out there and think he can help us bring some more professional, good artists, not refugees, people who are standing on their own feet, creating moves, being artists, bringing them to Europe. Holla at us, we here. Minsefo, represent.
Thank you very much. It was really probably the only moment we will get the chance to sit all together and doing this. So I thank you a lot for, we are really in a hurry. So don't forget classes, battles, show contests, parties, boat ride, conference, but there would be a lot of talking about that, so we skip it today. Good food, good vibes, CDC Festival 2019. Bye.
You don't know the culture, dance, camp, culture, dance, clash, Berlin.
Yo, CDC Festival Berlin 2019.
CDC Festival.